The Cambridge Climate Lecture Series, which is coming up in February and March 2017, will be looking quantitatively at things that we can do and ought to be doing for climate change. Can you give us a quick summary of the talk that you will be giving?
Well, I want to bring together the science on climate change and particularly focusing on this concept of carbon budgets. How much carbon have we got to spend? How much can we emit across the century to meet the very clear climate change objectives laid out in the Paris Agreement, the pursue 1.5 or to stay well below 2 degrees C of warming across the century? So I want to frame that part really clearly numerically. I then want to look at what we can do and an engineering perspective to deliver on that, and also in relation to behaviour and what we often call practices, our routines, our habits. So trying to bring all of that together to say, well, what would we need to do to adjust how it is that we live our lives in modern societies to fit with the Paris Agreement? But in addition, of course, to provide some very clear examples, technical examples significantly, but also policy examples for those other parts of the world that are very rapidly industrializing, China, many of the countries within the continent of Africa and so forth. They quite rightly are trying to develop very quickly, but they need to develop and leapfrog the sorts of lifestyles and the sorts of technologies that we have put in place that are high carbon. And that's another really important part of the climate change jigsaw.